Okay, hello everyone. Welcome back to class in Deck 5 lessons. So in today's lessons, we're going to talk about persuasive essays. So I'm going to talk really fast. Anyway, I'm going to send this article into your messengers so everyone can have a look at it. So there's gonna be, I think we probably 6 steps here. 6 steps, am I right? Yes, so there's gonna be 6 steps, but we already studied it. I just go into what we didn't have talked about before. So in here, in part number 2, step 2 is structure your essay. I would suggest you to use all these kind of keywords, but again, look at how do they use them. To connect first paragraph to second, we use like this. To connect second paragraph to third, we use this. To connect third paragraph to fourth, we use this. So imagine this one is first paragraph, second paragraph, third paragraph, and this one is conclusion. So imagine if you're writing 4 big paragraphs. So let's start with this. Let's just go. I'm going to talk about here because I'm going to present here in the sample. We're going to analyze the sample of the writing. I'm sorry. So it's a persuasive essay writing sample. So here, the writer even includes the title of the form of questions. So the writer have put the title of the writing topic, and the topic is to drill or not to drill. I don't understand what it means, to drill, not to drill. So we're going to talk a little bit about this. So yeah, they say here, the writer set up the issue. So they raise up the issues, and then the writer briefly state the different opinions on issues or topics. It means, example, you're talking about Arctic National Wildlife Refuge. It's a home zoo. So this is the topic sentence. In that bird. So this is the topic sentence. So he used the issues to resolve the problems. Here, leader in the oil industry believe that refuge is the perfect site. They believe that the place where they keep the wildlife animal is the perfect site, the perfect place for the environmental sensitive exploration. So the whole main idea they want to talk about is the rest of the problem of people want to drill the land and get the pure oils. So here, this person, he or she have talked about the problem of people want to drill the site of the refuge in the Arctic National Wildlife Refuge. So this one is not in detail yet. It just explains you about this and the opinions. So opinion of the government, they say the place is environmental sensitive exploration of oil. So the rest of the opinion of the issues, the topic. And number 2, in paragraph number 2, the writers explain the opposing viewpoint. So what he or she does not agree to. Okay, but again, let's remember this. Go to the first paragraph. I told you about asking questions, right? So they put all the topics in, at last. They just ask the questions. They just ask the question like, what will become of the wildlife? You drill the place, so there is no place for the wildlife anymore, right? So they ask the question, what will become the wildlife? So how do they live? So the number 2, they say here, President George W. Bush, oil industry leader. So that's what he says. Oil industry leaders and others believe that Americans will benefit from oil that lies under the snow-filled surface of a refuge. So they believe that they can drill the oil under the surface of the refuge, the place we talked earlier. In their opinion, the oil will help them reduce high fuel prices. So this is what the government have said. They say the oil will help reduce high fuel price and decrease our needs for oil from other countries. So this is what the government, what the industry leader have believed. So, and in here is when the writer explains his or her opinions towards the topic. So like this, the writer provides facts support to his or her opinions. I believe the cost of such drilling is too high. So now the writer have said this. if you want to drill, it's very expensive to drill in one place. And I agree with the environmentalists who fear that drilling will disturb the migraine. So, and then he or she says here, states as well, that if you drill, it can disturb the migrations. I mean, what it means, the migration is that the wildlife animal of more than 130,000 caribou. So they say in spring, caribou travel 400 miles to give birth on the coastal plain. So it disturb us and disturb the wildlife animals as well. In this area of review, there are fewer predators. In addition, so they don't have lots of enemy. Predator is more like enemy to kill them. There are only few predators. In addition, experts say that the oil in the area add up to less than 6 months. So now the writer have accused about if they drill the site in the rebuke area, they can only receive 6 months supply oil. I mean, you can only supply oil for 6 months, not forever. So now the writer have stated that that's not a good idea to drill to get fuel for 6 months, but you kill all these animals. They don't have rebuke. So they say here, they put the question again in paragraph number 2. So in such a small amount of oil, what's the risk drilling poses this animal? So again, number 1, they're talking about the drilling is too high. The cost very high. Number 2, it disturbs the animal. And the third is, what's the point of drilling just to support for 6 months? And it's no sense. So they have 3 ideas in this article. Number 3. Okay, so the writer just explained his or her opinion. Again, at the last part, when you do the argumentative essay, finish solutions, don't just rest the problems and identify what people say about the problem and you explain what you think about the problem, and that's all. No. The last paragraph you have to finish yours is to find solution towards the problems. So in paragraph number 4, the last one, the writer provides suggestions about how to solve problems. So the writer ends his or her papers with an appeal to readers to help solve the problem. So they just listed ideas toward the solution to help people that face this kind of problems, and they want to appeal the idea so that the audience will support and find a way to help the animals as well. So they say here, Americans are the largest consumer of oil. So they just stated a very straightforward idea. They say Americans use a lot of oils. Instead of drilling for oil, we should decrease our need for foreign oil simply by using less. So they say, what if we just use less oil? Why do we use so much? We must all work together to cut back the oils. They say you have to work together and reduce the amounts of oil being used in order to preserve the wildlife of the Arctic National. So this is how they come back home. They come back home with their idea. So they state a very broad idea, and then they come back home that we believe all work together to cut back on the oil we use in order to preserve the wildlife animal of the Arctic National Wildlife Review. So that's all. It depends on how you are asked to write. Sometimes they will just ask you to write an essay of, for example, 1,500 words, persuasive essay. Sometimes people just ask you to write a normal writing essay. I think this part is around 250 words, 300 words, I'm not sure. Again, just to summarize with this, I hope you understand this. If you don't understand, just come back to the links here. I've just pasted it into your messengers, so you can have a look at this again, and probably you highlight and ask me if you want me to clarify the idea. Okay, so that's all for today. I'm going to be seeing you in the next reviewing sessions and the course as well, the new course. So we're going to discuss next week. I probably choose a course for you. We do the votings. Okay. Anyway, bye now. Thank you for paying attention to the lectures. I will see you. Bye bye. Have a nice day.